In terms of the polling, because it's consistent, relatively consistent in terms of there's 20-point lead or thereabouts for the opposition Labour Party. There's always a risk, of course, that the polls get these things wrong. We know that there, by some estimates, are up to 5 million people undecided across the electorate. How confident, what is your level of confidence in terms of the polling and in terms of how things play out post-July the 4th? I
mean, what I would say is we could have the biggest polling mistake ever and Labour would still win by a comfortable majority. They're so far ahead. So I'm relatively confident in that sense, because not only have the polls been consistent in the campaign, they've been consistent for months now with that 20% lead. And yes, there are uncertainties. There are uncertainties about the don't knows. There are uncertainties about turnout. So there can be some wrinkles, but the scale of the Labour lead, I think, makes it
so that 5 million in terms of undecided is not a wild card, in your view?
I mean, it is a wild card because obviously it will help determine the size of the majority, and there's a heated debate about whether the majority of the don't knows are Tory 2019 voters. And there's a big debate amongst pollsters about how we should assume they are going to vote if they vote at all. But my point is, such is the scale of the Labour lead that Labour look nailed on to win this election.
And by a majority. That's
by a
your
majority,
assessment at this point. Drawing on your experience, you see a solid Labour majority. What is that, above 200 seats or around the 200-seat mark? Do you have a kind of a number in mind? What are you
That's where the uncertainty comes in, because so much of this... At the moment, what is striking about the Labour vote is it is incredibly efficient. That's to say, they are doing well where they need to do well. They're not doing so well where they're already sitting on very, very large majorities. If the night goes really well for them, and really well involves them being efficient, it also involves reform, picking up Tory voters in constituencies where reform is strong. It involves the Lib Dems doing very, very well in seats where they're competing with the Tories. It could be a massive majority, but there's a lot of moving parts behind that.
Well, as you bring in the Reform Party and the Lib Dems, let's go there, because the Financial Times has a story today about the fact that the Labour and Conservatives combined on course to register their lowest combined vote share in a century. What does that signal to you, then, about how the political landscape here in Britain is changing and shifting?
Well, it's been changing over a long period. If you think back to 2015, UKIP, which was the sort of forerunner of reform, picked up 4 million votes. The thing is, because of our electoral system, those 4 million votes only yielded one seat. So this fragmentation...
First past the post versus a proportional representation.
Absolutely. So this fragmentation has been going on for a while. The large parties were losing vote share in the run-up to Brexit. And then what happened was the two Brexit elections we had, 2017 and 2019, consolidated them. So in a sense, what we're seeing is a continuation of a trend that started well before 2016.
OK, that's really interesting, with the context on that front. We talked about the target for Keir Starmer, saying he wants to see 2.5% growth for the UK. And then the Institute for Fiscal Studies, critical of both Labour and the Conservatives in terms of not giving enough detail as to how they get growth back and how they fund it. You've talked about key policy challenges that have not yet been properly addressed. What are those?
Well, for instance, I mean, just taking up the line from the Institute for Fiscal Studies, both parties have been very, very quiet about some incredibly difficult decisions that await them after the election. Baked into current spending plans are enormous cuts to unprotected departments, including justice, and we've had news this week that the prisons are full. So actually whether we can afford cuts in that area is an open question. And to keep to the fiscal rule, whereby debt doesn't rise as a proportion of GDP, to avoid raising taxes, the only option is more cuts. And so what the IFS is saying, I think, is there's a lack of honesty here, because most people suspect that whoever wins this election is going to have to come in and raise some taxes or face some really unpalatable political decisions about cuts.
Some would suggest, maybe someone's within the Liberal Democrat Party, that one way to boost growth would be a closer relationship with the EU. Labour have consistently ruled out customs union, single market. They've ruled that out. Is that still politically rational at this point? Does that still hold up over the term of the next government, do you think?
Well, it will hold up in the term of the next government because it's written in black and white in the Labour manifesto. We will not join the single market. We will not join the customs union.
You take them at their word on that?
I take them at their word on that because it's in the manifesto. Now, there are ways around it. You could say we're going to sign up to a customs union. I suspect they won't do that. But the sting in the tail of that is it is with the customs union and the single market that you might see real growth. The sorts of things Labour are proposing with the European Union might be useful in avoiding and reducing border frictions. They're not going to make a meaningful difference in terms of growth.